I think we're entering a weird era of gaming mice, where clones have gotten so good that flagship mice are becoming pretty hard to justify. Now, we all know the Razer Viper V4 Pro is one of the best gaming mice you can buy in 2026. If you have $160 laying around, that's the catch. Because this is the ATK X1 Air, and on paper, it sounds almost ridiculous. Nearly identical shape, similar weight, 8K polling, and the latest hardware that's available for less than half the price. So after spending a few weeks with it, I want to find out how close can the X1 Air actually get to a $160 flagship. Now, spec sheet comparison are the easiest way to show year-over-year hype, a newer sensor, a lower weight, a higher DPI number. But honestly, most mice above $50 are more than good enough. And the X1 Air is pretty stacked, 50 grams, 3955 sensor, which is the same sensor as the Razer Viper V3 Pro, K optical switches, 8K polling, and a Silicon Valley looking web driver, along with a build quality that's on par with much more expensive gaming mice. And look, unless you're comparing it against something genuinely cutting edge like the Razer Viper V4 Pro or the Logitech SuperStrike, the reality is you're probably not losing gunfight because your mouse has 3395 instead of a 3955. So spec sheet says it should be good, but the main reason people fell in love with the Viper was always the shape. Unless you really like the Razer logo for some reason. Although it looks a bit aggressive, I think it's still relatively safe for most grips. Not as rounded as a Logitech SuperStrike, but nothing too pronounced either. And that's exactly what ATK copied here. Side by side, they're almost identical. The only difference I could consistently feel is the X1 Air being slightly wider towards the back and with a marginally deeper hump, which 3D scan later confirmed. But outside of that, if you ever used a Viper before, you feel at home almost immediately. So ATK clearly copied the shape, but copying it on paper is one thing. The real question is, can you actually tell which is which once you're holding it in-game? This is where I expect the X1 Air to completely fall apart, not literally, but in small details. I kept waiting for that one moment where my brain goes, yep, that's the cheaper mouse. Maybe doing a fast flick, or while tracking, or doing small corrections. Or maybe the sensor implementation would just feel worse. So I spent weeks constantly switching between them, waiting for that obvious gap to appear. But it never really did. Not while I was actually playing. I wasn't aiming better or hitting faster shot with the Viper, and I wasn't suddenly playing worse when I switched back to the X1 Air. The main differences I noticed were the weight and the coding, but those were the things I noticed while thinking about the mice. Once I was locked in game, it felt identical. So why even bother spending that extra $90? Because getting close on a spec sheet doesn't instantly kill off the flagship. The Viper V4 Pro is still the more refined product. The build quality feels more solid, the coding feels a little bit more premium. The weight is slightly lower, and the whole package just feels more polished. But none of those differences completely transform their experience on their own. Over time though, they start adding up. The Viper also packs with some of the most advanced tech available right now, short of something like a Logitech HIS technology, but this is basically the front line of mouse tech. Then you have the less exciting stuff, the warranty, the global availability, the customer support, things that don't help you hit shots but you're still paying for it. As for Synapse, I mean, the web driver is nice, but it only took them about half a decade and a mountain full of competition to get there. So, congratulations, Razer. So after living with both of them, the answer is pretty clear. The Razer Viper V4 Pro is still the best version of the shape you can buy at $160, as it should be. It's lighter, it's more refined, and the build quality feels rock solid. But at $70, the X1 Air gets remarkably close. Close enough that it completely changes the math. And that math gets even weirder once you factor in the Razer Viper V3 Pro, sitting around at $99 right now. So for just $30 more than the X1 Air, you're getting the safer main brand options. So here's how I actually split it. If you want a safe and sure choice, grab the Viper V3 Pro. If you want the best value overall, a little lower weight, and gets about 95% of the Viper V4 Pro feels, get the X1 Air. And if you have a full $160 and just want absolute best version of the shape, the Viper V4 Pro is still the king. Personally, I wouldn't put the X1 Air above the Viper V4 Pro, but I put it right behind it. And honestly, ahead of the Viper V3 Pro because the value is there. At the end of the day, getting this close to a $160 flagship for $70 is kind of the price gap that's really hard to ignore.